Gosh, I remember in my science class in seventh grade, we learned a song that taught us about acids and bases. And I could sing that song for you verbatim, and I won't because it's too embarrassing. But I'm right there with you. I mean, it sticks with us, and it's like I didn't intentionally commit that to memory, as I'm sure you didn't either. I didn't intend to commit it to memory to the point where I would remember it 20 years later. But yet here I am, and I
Okay, so I'm
remember
in
it.
school, and I want to be I want to be a advocate for using music in all the different things. So I just need to have these conversations with all the different teachers and say like, hey, let's work together. How can we get some music into your classroom in a way that engages your students, whatever? Because they have to, first off, we need to be engaging all the other people in our
Mhm.
school. But is that the way to do it? Like, what's your suggestion for how do I get the word out there to all these different teachers and all these different subjects?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think just starting up the conversation of, wow, did you know all these cool ways that music is this powerful tool for our brain and for our memory and for our learning? And were you aware that we have all these intersections between music and math? Like you could look at musical notes and notation and use them as like this sort of matching exercise, match this symbol to the fraction, right? And you could help them, like, I can tell you which one of these is 1/2 and which of these is 1/4, 1/4, right? And it could become this game. I also know many of you know Stan Malden. He said that he used to take marching drill to the math class, to the math teacher, because what is marching drill besides a graphing exercise?
It's all math. It's all
Right.
math. It's all numbers. Because I write drill all summer, and my head is full of numbers and graphs and shapes, and yeah, it's absolutely very geometrical.
Exactly. So just starting up those conversations with like, hey, there's these really cool ways that our two topics intersect. I'd love to share some of these ideas with you, which could make for really cool lesson plans if you wanted to integrate music. This is not advocating for, oh, put music in your classroom and then we don't need it over on our own. We still need music in as its own topic. We still need band, orchestra, choir, elementary music. Um, but it's sharing our love of music with the other areas, which, as I alluded to at the beginning, is making more team members, making more advocates of music, convincing our colleagues of the importance that the role of music plays for our brains, for our development, for our learning. And when they're sold on that because they themselves are using it in their classroom, then they're going to help stand up for us with us when it comes time for advocating for our programs. And I know that many of us do that on a regular basis. And who wouldn't want more people on their team in that fight, in that conversation?
Hi everybody, this is Daniel Morrison. I'm the Director of Bands at Ronald Reagan High School in San Antonio, Texas. Just wanted to take a second to say how big of a fan I am of marching arts education, both as a viewer of the content and also someone who has been fortunate enough to create some content with Tim Hinton, being interviewed on his podcast a couple of times. It's an amazing resource for educators, for performers, for fans, and it's only a $5.99 a month subscription, and I highly recommend it.